Proverbs 19:24. A slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Lazy folk fold their arms to keep their hands from work, for they are too lazy even feed themselves. Somehow they hope food will fall in their mouths. An exaggeration, yes, but the proverb makes a powerful point. Later we find the lazy sluggard is noted to grieve at the thought of feeding themselves. Proverbs 26:15 says, The slothful hideth his hand in his bosom, it grieveth him to bring it again to his mouth. You've heard the expression, that bum sits around with his arms folded. With arms folded, hands are held against the bosom by the opposite arm. You've probably also heard he stands around with his hands in his pockets. Lazy people dislike exertion, so they put their hands away from work. Every excuse is used to keep away from work. Proverbs 20 verse 4 lists, The sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold. Therefore shall he beg and harvest and have nothing. Chapter 22 verse 13, The slothful man saith, There's a lion without, I shall be slain in the streets. But God has a remedy for such people. 2 Thessalonians 3:10 says, For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. Starvation has a way of curing laziness, while welfare checks encourage laziness. Christian charity does not include the lazy, for that only increases his laziness. The best thing is to deny him food and comfort long enough, and he will go to work. Proverbs 16:26 makes that clear. He that laboreth, laboreth for himself, for his mouth craveth it of him. Parents, may I warn you, don't create sluggards of your children by doing and giving them everything. That's not successful parenting. They should be given tasks that they can accomplish, perhaps before snacks or meals, that they might understand this work ethic, which ought to be a greater priority in their lives and yours as you help them than to have high grades or score the most points. If they know how to work, they will be successful at whatever God has for them. Don't allow their excuses or their whining. Teach them that their first field of labor is their room. Consider this to the proverb in chapter 24. He says, I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding, and lo, it was all grown over with thorns, and nettles had covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down. Then I saw and considered it well. I looked upon it and received instruction. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come as one that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man. Application can certainly be placed upon their field, their room. Of course, parent, that means having your room neat and clean as well. Remember, God sent the tone for work, those 6 days of labor that he put in creation.